Hi, I'm Stefan, founder of Sonic Capital, former CEO of Bitcoin.com, and basically doing a lot of investments in crypto. I'm here today with Justin Sun, founder of TRON, as well as the CEO of BitTorent. Thank you, Justin, for your time.
Thank you, Stefan.
I think you're really a famous character. I think everybody knows who you are, but I think also a lot of the people in the audience will know that you actually had dinner or lunch with Warren Buffett, right? And I think maybe can you share some feedback on that? It'd be interesting to hear how that went and what your thoughts were around that.
Yes, definitely. I had lunch with Warren Buffett early this year, so I think around like January. So right now we have seen like 9 months or 10 months past, and definitely, I mean, today's Bitcoin price is above like 15K, right? At that time when we have lunch, it's around like 6K. Warren Buffett should listen to me to buy Bitcoin and sell those airline stock, at the moment. Because at the moment we have lunch is like, I think it's January 20th something. So there is still like a month before the pandemic like really happens. So he has like he had enough time to sell all the airlines stock Bitcoin. And I mean today, right? So Bitcoin price is above like 15K. I still believe today is a good time to buy Bitcoin and still like sell all the stock he have here, like the airline stock. Today he also have lots of stock in traditional finance industry and all the banks. I definitely believe long Bitcoin, short the bank is the right strategy for any kind of the investor, especially the traditional investor. We've seen this year a lot of the interest to Bitcoin. These days, public listed companies, they find a good way to reserve their cash by converting all the cash into Bitcoin. To resist the inflation. Of course, we see Square, MicroStrategy, like all the public companies started doing that. I definitely believe this is gonna be a good strategy for Berkshire Hathaway as well. And also for at the dinner, we talk about Tesla as well. Obviously, Warren Buffett is not a fan of Tesla, but we all know, right? This year, Tesla, the prices go like crazy. Right? Skyrocketed. So definitely, I believe Warren Buffett also learned lots of the lessons this year, and I believe this is gonna continue be a trend to invest in this kind of the digital gold and digital currency in even like next century. So we have like a deal with Warren Buffett. We're gonna have like a dinner in the next 10 years. So in 2030s. So I believe in 2030s we will like reveal like all the strategy, right? And then to see at that time, I believe Bitcoin may be already above like $1 million or something.
Yeah, interesting. And was he very pessimistic about crypto in general? I mean, all these new companies he doesn't understand, but also crypto, just what the media says is accurate.
Yeah. So I talked to Warren Buffett about like the misunderstanding, right? All the mainstream media may have for Bitcoin, and also at the same time, because I think Warren Buffett don't have lots of time to dive into cryptocurrency in the first place. So that's why I bring like Charlie Lee, like myself, founder of eToro, and the executives in Binance and Huobi, try to educate him about like all the developments happening in our industry, right? And I did believe Warren Buffett has some positive feedback about cryptocurrency and the blockchain in general. He talked with us about like the JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, like all the company he had invested. Is also very enthusiastic about blockchain, right? JP Morgan this year, I see on the news, They even like try to move to crypto banking, right? They want to do crypto banking, and also they heavily invest in lots of the companies doing blockchain. So that's why I definitely believe this is a good opportunity for like all the Warren Buffett portfolio to expand their business in crypto. And I believe Warren Buffett also seen these things gonna happen.
Yeah, I think particularly with as you mentioned, right, a lot of the enterprise are beginning to move a lot of their balance sheets and the treasuries into crypto as a means to hedge their exposure to the US dollar, right?
Exactly.
No, but let's come now back maybe a bit more to yourself and TRON ultimately and BitTorent, right? I think, one of the things is you're very famous in the industry as being a great marketeer. And I think in an industry that's very much dominated by engineers, I think it's always refreshing to have somebody in the marketing side, right? Your meal with Warren Buffett and how that got translated around the world, your acquisitions of BitTorrent and Steemit, right? So a lot of those activities, but of course, that fame comes with a lot of criticism, right? So you get a lot of slamming on Twitter as well. So you have to deal with that. So how do you manage that in your day-to-day life? Does that upset you? Do you just know, I don't care, it doesn't matter? Or how do you feel that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer of branding and the marketing for sure.
Yeah.
I believe I want to take Bitcoin as an example, right? So Bitcoin, when Bitcoin first born in 2010, I think most of the people don't understand like Bitcoin, and lots of the people at that time believe like Bitcoin is a scam, right? Compared to gold or US dollars, you need lots of the time to explain the Bitcoin technology to the people near you. So so when I know Bitcoin is around like 2012, I read the article in New York Times about Bitcoin. At that time, I think it's still like mainstream media is kind of like skeptical about Bitcoin. They will always say like Bitcoin is just like some fantasy of like geek developers have, actually the Bitcoin don't have like any real values. This is just like a bunch of code, like hanging there, don't have like
no
any value at all.
asset or anything, right? Yeah.
Exactly. but I did believe the mainstream media give everybody a chance to learn about Bitcoin in the first place. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like grateful of all the like mainstream media cover about like Bitcoin in the first place. Even I mean their attitude may be skeptical, but I mean they gave me a chance to know about Bitcoin in the first place, right? Imagine if we don't have this kind of coverage from New York Times, I may not even know about Bitcoin in 2012. Yeah. So which like completely like changed my life, right? So that's why for myself, when I started my my own cryptocurrency, TRON, and other project like BitTorent and so on, I believe the first thing we need to do here is to make everybody be aware of cryptocurrency and be aware of Bitcoin in the first place, instead of like trying to educate everybody to know like how Bitcoin actually works, which I mean 99% people won't gonna understand it anyway, right? So, yeah, exactly. So why not we just like make everybody be aware of cryptocurrency first. So that's right. Also, I have this kind of the auction of Warren Buffett dinner. Like lots of the people know about cryptocurrency because of this dinner. Even like take an example. Even my mom's like dentist ask her, right? So your son has a Warren Buffett, right? Has a lunch with Warren Buffett, and he is doing like some cryptocurrency, right? So even for like those dentists, they will never have a time to know about cryptocurrency if I don't have like lunch with Warren Buffett. So that's why I believe this indeed is definitely a good way to let everybody know about cryptocurrency. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I believe cryptocurrency gonna be used by everybody on Earth. It's just like internet, right? At the end, everybody gonna use it. So what I'm trying to do here is just accelerate this process, right? It's just like internet. So nobody know about internet, but right now, even like 5 years old kids is enjoy like iPad and all the internet device, right? So that's why I believe at the end of the day, we definitely gonna be there. But my mission is just be accelerate this kind of the process. So that's why definitely I believe this kind of the way will have some criticism at the same time. But I take this kind of the criticism is also like a way to raise people's awareness about technology in the first place, because this is gonna provide us an opportunity to explain this technology to the mass in the first place, right? So I think controversy is a good thing, especially for new technology, because people need time to swallow it, to understand it, to digest it, right? So so that's why I think we will do more in the future.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Everywhere I go, I had a physiotherapy appointment. I got my physiotherapist to accept Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. I got my coach to accept some other cryptocurrencies as well. So you just need to ask people, and more people, oh, how do I start? What do I do? How do I get into it? And so I totally agree. And the more transaction and volume you drive, the better it is.
Exactly.
But also, I'm sure from your background, it's just interesting, right? You just mentioned in 2012, you read about it in the New York Times about Bitcoin. How did you get into Bitcoin, right? How did you get into crypto, and what was the incentive to start TRON? I think, all the young guys out there finishing university, what should they do? They should all get into crypto, right? And it's like, okay, so how did you start, right? I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I think the first thing when I read about New York Times, which fascinating me, is this kind of the P2P money, kind of the vision. So touched me in the first place. And at that time, it's feel. I want to give an example here is, so everybody when they pass a costume, right? Costume has like some kind of the rule says like you can't possess like more than like 10K US dollars, and if you have more than 10K US dollars, you need to like declare to the custom, or they're gonna confiscate it, all the money you have here, right? So and then they got like all the dogs, sniff around, try to know if you actually have more cash in you, if you have like a handbag of cash, they're gonna discover. So and then I remember at that time, New York Times, they have an example, right, said about if you store like even like about like $100 million in USB, in your wallet, right? Very small electronic device, you can possess like 100 million Bitcoin, right? Exactly. There's no way for the customs or any like government officials can know you actually work with like $100 million. So this kind of the way make me feel like this kind of the digital dollars is extremely cool, compared to the cash in the first place, Of course, I believe today, if you have like Bitcoin, you need to turn to cash. You need to report to the IRS. This is like a citizen obligation. But this kind of the digital dollars make me feel like this is next era, next like digital gold, digital money, this kind of the P2P money, internet money is definitely something, it's the future. So that's why after I graduate from University of Pennsylvania, I want to get like crypto job. That's why I got my first crypto job in Ripple. So that's how I get into crypto in the first place. And then back to 2017, I believe I should start it high scalability smart contract platform. Because I think back to like 2015, when Ethereum first launched, and created, everybody is complaining about the scalability problem of Ethereum, right? And at that time, even I mean today, I believe Ethereum 2.0 is still like far away. It may like takes years to get there. So that's why I believe a high scalability smart contract platform is definitely one of the most important things we need in this industry. Yeah. So that's why I founded USDT. Founded TRON. Yeah. And then later we collaborate with USDT to have this kind of the Tether on TRON, right? Today, Tether on TRON is the largest application in our industry. It's processed more than 500,000 transactions every day. So that's why I believe this kind of the high scalability smart contract platform is definitely important in our industry. And I believe like more and more developers and people are gonna work on TRON solutions to deliver the cheap and faster way of the on the smart contract platform.
Yeah, I think that's it. You talk about the smart contracts and a lot of the sort of money management and DeFi services, right? Decentralized finance rely heavily on smart contracts, right? And you yourself, TRON has launched a number of really interesting products, right? You've got a DeFi protocol, Just, you've got Sun for staking, and then you've got the Just Swap, which is the exchange, right? On one hand, again, coming back to your marketing brilliance, they all have your name in them. I mean, was that a reason why you chose that, or why did you choose to have all your name? I think everybody always asks me, why does Justin have his name in all of these products?
Yeah. So I think first of all, I think there is two kind of cryptocurrency in our industry. Yeah. One, of course, like Bitcoin Cash. It is all about the payment and also value storage, right? Yeah. Yeah. So this is kind of like the follow the Satoshi vision in the first place is a P2P money. Yep. And other currencies more like Ethereum, TRON, it's more like a smart contract platform. So difference between, I think, TRON and Bitcoin is TRON is a smart contract platform. So basically we offer developer this kind of the very sophisticated way to create its financial services on a single smart contract platform. So that's, I think, is the first difference. So we definitely, because we just providing the ecosystem, provide like a tool for you to develop your apps and DeFi applications on TRON platform. So we are more like Apple Store, like a Google Play. So you can feel free to develop your own apps, dApps, and the DeFi application services on TRON platform. So that's like the first thing. And of course, we collaborate with lots of the community developers and our TRON developers as well to develop, as you say, a lot of amazing DeFi products on top of the TRON. So first of all, I think Just is not like same with Justin, right? But I think Just is a good name because first of all, it's like Nike's slogan, right? Just do it. So yeah, we have like Just Swap, right? Like Just Stable, right? This kind of the Just Land, this kind of Just Link, So it's like Just plus like a verb, this kind. I think it's a very enthusiastic way to express our like our enthusiasm about the DeFi. So just do it, right? Just swap, just link, just land, right? This kind of the way. And then, of course, I think it also simulates my last name for sure. It's also easy for people to remember, because lots of the people in the industry, they know my name, Justin Sun, but they didn't even know Tron. So sometimes my name is even like more like well known than the Tron brand. So that's why we want to name our DeFi ecosystem, call like just ecosystem, right?
Yep.
To bring like more people's awareness about the project.
And I think particularly this year, we saw a huge jump and rise in the awareness for DeFi projects, right? And sort of non-custodial services, automated execution and delivery of all the different services, right? And I think, did you, it started off very centralized exchanges, moved into decentralized exchanges, and you've always managed to innovate very fast, yet at the same time find partners to work on top of the Tron ecosystem or in the Tron ecosystem on top of the Tron blockchain, right? You have a great deal with Poloniex, for example. They wrote out their exchange on top of Tron. What do you think developers look for when they work with Tron, right? I mean, are they looking for the right tool sets? Do they want money? Do they looking for distribution? Or are they looking for sort of awareness and marketing support with the Tron brand name that you just mentioned earlier?
Exactly. So I think first of all, we are always focusing on building the infrastructure for the developers in the first place. I think there's several things we need to do here. First of all, we want to build a very reliable infrastructure for all the developers in the first place. So today, we are not only have like Tron as a platform, it's a smart, very reliable smart contract platform. It's cheap, fast, and high scalability. And also we have all the tool set for Tron developers like Tron Gray, Tron Box, Tron Scan, like Tron Link, like all the ecosystem support. For Tron Gray, so you can get all the data API and all the tools that you need to build, you have to build on Tron Box and Tron Gray, Tron IDE, and also Tron Scan is a data platform. This is like the blockchain browser, and you need to have wallet, and also we have numerous wallet support, not only Tron Link, but also I'm Token, Mass Wallet, Cobalt Wallet, Ledger, Treasure, and all different kind of the wallet support is also very important. And also second thing we need here, we need a very diversified asset availability to the developers. So on Tron, we collaborate with USDT and WBTC, and also we have our own like BTC on Tron. Today, USDT is $5 billion. BTC on Tron is almost 250 million US dollars. And also we collaborate with other developers to develop lots of the assets on the Tron platform. And also, of course, we are collaborate with more stablecoin providers, and also other asset issuers on our platform. For example, HT, Huobi tokens is also available on Tron platform. So we got like these kind of all kinds of the different platform, on the Tron blockchain. So that's also, I think it's important, is the assets distribution. And also, of course, I think the exchange support is very important as well. Tron is supported, of course, in the most like the worst major exchanges. And also a lot of the projects doing on Tron, we've seen them has been supported by Huobi, Binance, Bittrex, like Poloniex. They support like all different kind of the Gate.io, MXC, KuCoin. So all different kind of exchange support lots of the Tron project. So that's why I believe this is very important, because they provide the liquidity to the like the developers on the Tron blockchain. In a nutshell, I think we always try to provide the best developer support. This is more like an infrastructure support to all different kind of the developer in our industry.
Yeah, because if you go onto that radar, you see a lot, Tron is always up there with the most number of users, active users, the most number of apps. So it's obviously your ecosystem engagement is doing well, not only from a liquidity standpoint, but actually also from a developer capture and community element, right? Which is super important.
Exactly.
When you look at, one of the trends that sort of everybody's predicting to grow, right? We got DeFi today, and it's obviously going to mature a lot more. We're going to get a lot richer in services. But going forward, how do you see sort of, the whole NFT space, right? Non-fungible tokens. Everybody's really excited about this, not only in the sense of cartoons and digital art, but also in the sense of digital certificates, right? Issuance, health records, real estate deeds, land property deeds, etc. How do you see the NFT space, and where do you see sort of Tron playing in that going forward? Is that a big focus for you as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think NFT has lots of the potentials for sure. Take like one good example. Today's election happening in the United States has lots of controversy, right? So people is talking about if we have like a blockchain vote, we will not have this kind of the disputes at all, and we will know the election results. I mean, maybe 5 minutes after the finish of the election. We don't even need like those like a way to calculate the like the votes, right? Every vote will be unique, but also at the same time, we can basically give anybody to audit the vote, right? And also at the same time, it's very easy to verify all the votes in the first place, because these days people is talking about like when I move away from my home, I can't get like the mailing ballots because because I changed my addresses, right? And also some people is questioning like how we can verify the people who basically do the mailing ballots is the real person, right? So all the things can be solved by secret key with like a blockchain solutions, as you said, right? So in the future, if we have not only like for ballots, we can have this kind of the an NFT like blockchain way to solve them. Also for like certificates, right? So for example, like lots of people graduate from like Harvard, Yale, and then they go back to China. And the Chinese people will always say like, how I can verify you graduate from Yale in the first place, right? So because like Yale didn't provide this kind of the way you can check on like certificates, right? So that's why I think like for like all kind of the certificate, not only like the certificate you get from like university, right? But also I don't know if you like watch the movie Catch Me If You Can.
Of course.
So Leonardo DiCaprio, right? So he faked to be like a doctor, right? So in some Midwest states, and then he said I'm graduate from Harvard Medical School, something like that. So I think all these kind of the things like trust problem can definitely be solved by the NFT and the blockchain solutions. So I definitely believe this is a big trend, especially when this year, right? So for the election, for something I think it's really important. We really know like we need like a blockchain to provide a perfect solution across the globe for this kind of the this kind of the situation. So I definitely believe like this is not only like short term, but also I think in long term, 5-10 years, I believe like most of the data, if you need a verification, you have to move to blockchain in the first place. This is your only choice.
And I mean, obviously, I think I drink the same Kool-Aid, right? I'm on the same page as you are on that one. And I think the challenges that we will experience is we're transitioning from a world where we're still demarked by lines on a piece of paper, right? We have these lines that say, this is our border. But in a digital world, and like you and us, but a lot of us in crypto, we're always traveling. We cross borders. We have teams that are decentralized. So it's very difficult to just work within the boundaries. And when I change address, how do I manage that? And some people just live in an address for 3 months, then they move to the next city and live in another address, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think these days of the especially for melting bodies for the government to manage about identity, manage about citizenship is like exactly. It's a very old way to manage them. So definitely I believe I believe even in the next 1 or 2 years, some states, right, might state to have this kind of the new way to identify people, how to verify, right, people in the first place. For example, the mailing ballots from overseas take a lot of time to mail back to the United States in the first place. But in the future, you can vote wherever you can, and it costs seconds, right? Even you are in Mars, right? So you can vote by your secret key or like a biometrics, right? And then the only time it takes is just the signal sent back to Earth, So that's the only time it's gonna take. You don't need and also you don't need people to spend money on this in the first place. I recently see the news, they said Wisconsin gonna doing a recon, but the budget for recon is $5 million, right?
Oh, wow, 5
million. Yeah, that's crazy for blockchain. If you want to revisit all the blockchain data is free. I mean, and we can check this for you for 5 minutes something.
We'll do that for 5 million.
A week or 2 weeks, and then cost $5 million, which the dollars is enough to build the blockchain system for the ballots in the first place. Why not just spend this $5 million on building the blockchain solution, and then you can use it forever,
That's so true, right? I think it's just sort of, I think one thing that highlights is blockchain is just at the beginning, right? I mean, we're going to tackle so many different industries, and there are going to be so many new opportunities that are going to be addressed by a governance system that is in a consensus model and tied to, and there's tokenomics associated with it. So then all of a sudden there's a smart contract that actually ties that business model to a currency and an identity or a certificate that is in that consensus model. And ultimately, everybody can participate because everybody has a mobile phone today. So we are driving total social inclusion and creating whole new sets of jobs, opportunities for developers, business and software alike, to scale and support a more efficient environment.
Exactly.
And TRON ultimately is there. But one thing, I know we're running out of time, but I'm going to ask you this one question, right? There's a lot of criticism in the crypto world around two big companies, right? One is the App Store, and getting your app, if you have the name crypto in it, you have to bounce through a whole set of new hurdles. And especially in the video, if you're on YouTube, a lot of the video YouTubers and the way crypto communities communicate with each other is through YouTube. And it's very difficult if you've got words crypto in there to get listed or be delisted from YouTube. And I think, how do you see sort of DLive and BitTorent play into that market and maybe capture that opportunity and take that community with you?
Definitely. I believe for BitTorent and DLive, we want to advocate unbiased, neutral, decentralized live streaming platform and storage distribution platform for everybody. And of course, BitTorent, we all know this is the largest decentralized file transfer protocol in the world. Today we have over 100 million active users on our platform.
There you go.
Everybody, like including Facebook, Twitter, like all the giant companies, and also FBI, US government, UK government, and also university, Harvard, Yale, they all use our protocol as a way to transfer their files. And we want to expand this to the storage for sure. And today we have seen a numerous amount of the people also try to store their files on the BitTorent platform. It's easy to on BTFS, so it's a BitTorent file system. It's easy to share your files between one another, and also at the same time, this is very decentralized. Nobody can control your files. As you said, right? Today's App Store and also YouTube, this is all centralized platform. They have the obligation, and also at the same time, if they don't like some kind of the content, they can delete it on their discretion, right?
Exactly.
But for BitTorent, like DLive, ultimately, I mean, in the future, we will eliminate all the authorizations to delete other people's files in the first place. So for example, like today for BitTorent, we don't know like what people is transferring on the platform, right? And then for BitTorent file system, we don't know like what you are like on storage in the BitTorent file system in the first place. So that's why I believe this is kind of the future, and this is kind of the way we want to build the internet in the first place. And for example, like for Twitter, I think it's the same. You know, for Twitter, like Reddit, they can flag and then also delete it or suspend your account anytime, right? So but Steamy, you can do whatever you want, right? You can post whatever you want, you know, nobody can delete it. It's always on blockchain.
And you can receive payments for whatever you've written.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it's going to be super interesting. Thank you very much for your time, Justin. Justin Sun, founder of TRON and CEO of BitTorent. Thank you very much, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Talk soon.
Bye.